Welcome back, this is Dreddeus with another episode in the Miami Dolphins franchise. We are coming straight off the loss in the divisional playoff round against the Cincinnati Bengals. We lost 24-21. Could have really gone either way, but in the end I think it's a fair result. The Bengals just had that relentless offense and our defense couldn't really stop them in any way. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be covering the off-season. We'll be progressing week by week and just moving through the off-season into the new preseason and then starting the new regular season in the next episode. So we're going to be covering everything in preparation for that. We have got quite a few things to take care of. We've got Christian Wilkins leaving the team. We've got the draft. We've got free agency signings and lots more. So let's get started straight away. It's Pro Bowl day and we're just going to take a quick look at the Pro Bowl roster. Not too many surprises there. We have Bichon Robinson as the starting halfback in the Pro Bowl for the AFC. We're just going to take a look through these here. Not really expecting too many of our players in here, but we might stumble upon one or two maybe. Greg Rousseau is here. That is a very well-deserved choice, to be honest. Who else do we have? Jerome Baker, former Miami Dolphin. Of course, Deshaun Ward, Dreddeus White, Bryce Hall. Yeah, I think that about sums it up. Time for the yearly awards. Overall, we've got Quinn Ewers, who is the overall NFL MVP. We're going to be going through these now, just taking a look if we can find some Dolphins players. Here we've got Bichon Robinson as the Offensive Player of the Year once more. That is fantastic. Heading this one here, that is quite the steep curve that he went along. Offensive Rookie last year, this year Offensive Player of the Year. That is fantastic. Defensive Player of the Year, Daniel Hunter for the Tennessee Titans. Just gonna take a look. We've got Greg Rousseau here at number 7. That is great. Offensive Rookie, Caleb Williams. Yeah, that one makes sense. Brock Bowers, Jatavian Sanders. There's no one for... Beaux Collins is in here. Well, that's nice. That is very nice. Defensive Rookie. Is there anybody in here? Nope. Best quarterback in the AFC. Well, yeah, didn't really expect anyone here. Best running back, of course, Bichon Robinson. That one is very well deserved and shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Best wide receiver. We never really got our wide receivers going that much. Offensive lineman, Tyler Smith. That is good. Kendrick Green. Jarrett Patterson. Netane Muti. And Alex Acosta. That is interesting. No Austin Jackson. Defensive lineman. Do we have someone here? Greg Rousseau is in here. That is great stuff. Best linebacker. Do we have someone here? Nope. Best defensive back. No way, Benogany. All right. Time for a 2024 season recap as the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Detroit Lions by 3 points. Joe Burrow, of course, the overall MVP. Quinn Ewers was the NFL MVP. We already knew that. Coach of the Year was Zach Taylor for the Bengals. Offensive Player Bichon Robinson. We already knew that as well. Defensive Player for the Bears, Roquan Smith. Quinn Ewers. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is Maurice Hurd for the 49ers. We can see that Taulia didn't have such a fantastic season in terms of passing. Completion rate went up quite drastically, 54 to 63. He had the same amount of interceptions, slightly less touchdowns. Longest pass. Sacks were less, that is good. Completions and attempts went up, and that is fantastic. And this is basically what I'm looking for. I want to see some development here. I think next season will be quite different for him. In terms of rushing, who do we have here? Oh, this is quarterback stats. This is not what I was looking for. The halfback, Bichon Robinson. Let's just take a look here at his stats. 2,258 yards, once again topping last season's record. 19 touchdowns, 132 yards on average per game. I mean, that's just insane. Fumbles went down, that's also important. Did really well. DeAndre Swift, I think, didn't get anywhere near his previous numbers, being the number 2. I'm really thinking of switching him over to playing as the fullback, because we do have, for instance, Antwan Brown here, who is a halfback player, 24 years old, good speed, good acceleration, agility is high, and I mean, to be honest, DeAndre Swift hardly ever got going for us. Johnny Gunter also there. He's 72 rated. He's well balanced overall. Don't think he's too bad. Don't think that he has a spot yet in the roster. Fullback Barry Cantrell. I don't think I used him a lot. Yeah, 0 attempts this season. I mean, I just have him because I picked him, but to be honest, don't really feel like he is contributing anything in terms of really bringing a lot to the team. He's there for 3 years. We might get offers for him. Who else do we have at wide receiver? We've got Jamar Chase. He will be 409 yards. It's going downwards for him, and I'm unsure. I mean, this is of course tied to Taulia and not being able to go for those medium or long throws. Jaylen Waddle, how many did he have? 252. Well, that's 5 times the number of Jamar Chase. And I'm really thinking of just keeping one of the 2. Beaux Collins has been really developing very nicely, but we need to involve him way more if we want to really develop him. Cam Steele is also developing nicely. Michael Woods, Carlos Still, and Randall Cobb completing this wide receiver room. Tight end Michael Mayer, I reckon that he has great stats once more. 565 yards, 2 touchdowns, well, a little bit less. I think this has to do with Bijan being more of a dominant figure there. DJ Johnson also nice. Jeremy Ruckert. I've got Hunter Long, and Hunter Long is a player that I'm going to let go. Jordan Poyer retires. Cameron Hayward, Justin Pugh, Chandler Jones, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis. A lot of starters. And 2 of our mentors, Brandon Graham at left edge and Randall Cobb at wide receiver, are retiring after 15 and 14 years respectively. Tyron Smith, Stephon Gilmore, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce, Khalil Mack, Fletcher Cox, Micah Hyde. That's a lot of interesting names. AJ Bowie, Thomas Morstead, our former punter, retires. Blaine Gabbert, and so on. So quite a few big names in there, but then a few less imposing names as well. The players ready to negotiate. I'm going to check these out. Oh, here we go. Tyler Smith, Tremaine Barber, Hunter Long. All right, we have to re-sign Tyler Smith. I'm going to go with a player friendly, and I'm going to give him a 6-year deal, and we're going to hike this up because I don't want to lose him. All right, so we re-signed Tyler Smith. That's great. And I also want to keep Tremaine. Wait a moment. His dev trait dropped down to a normal dev trait. Oh, that is weird. That is really weird. He was a superstar dev trait. Why did he lose that one? 2. Oh my lord. Didn't even have star anymore. Well, I'm not going to re-sign him then, because I think we can get passable, similar players into the team for the same price. Hunter Long is a no. Trey Hopkins, Jimmy G, and Cordell Patterson, who really did well. But we're going to see who we're going to bring in as mentors. All right, so with that said, I'm happy that I didn't resign Tremaine Barber before. I would have really ruined that one. There we go. Christian Wilkins gets his wish. He is being traded to the Buccaneers, and we're receiving a 2nd round pick for next year's draft. All right, we're sending Cam Goody to the Bears. We're receiving a 5th round pick. We're also chucking along 2 7th rounders for this year. Don't think that we're gonna need this many draft picks. And the 5th round next year is certainly more valuable. Another deal done. We're sending Kingsley Enikbari, right outside linebacker, to the Cardinals, along with a 7th and a 6th round pick for this year. We're also receiving a 5th round pick for next year's draft. We need to clear out a little bit of those cluttered picks for this year. In terms of signings, the Bears got Chris Godwin, Creed Humphrey joined the Saints, Patrick Surtain also to the Bears, Buda Baker to the Commanders, Mike Evans, powering into the Lions team right there. Aaron Jones joined the Cardinals, Darren Waller in the Titans, Shaquille Barrett joined the Washington Commanders, Justin Tucker. Let's go by position. Maybe Trey Lance went to the, that's nice, to the Broncos, Davis Mills, the 49ers, Jared Goff joined the Green Bay Packers, Jameis Winston, the 49ers, Teddy Bridgewater joined the Texans, halfbacks Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, Travis Etienne Jr., Michael Carter joining various teams here, Patrick Ricard, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Elijah Moore staying with the Jets, Amon Ross and Brown to the Steelers, Rondell Moore, the 49ers, Hopkins to the Steelers, Brandon Ayuk, the Jags, Russell Gage joining the Giants, Scotty Miller, the Jets. So quite a lot of movement here, but not too crazy overall. Only 5 tight ends were signed. Time for a quick draft recap. We have signed quite a lot of players in this draft. It was a little bit of a hit and miss overall, but very happy with the first few, of course. We signed Carter McKinney, a left tackle out of Georgia. He has a height of 6'7", 370 pounds, normal depth rate 73 rated. He's got good solid stats overall. I would say run block power, run block finesse, run block overall need improvement. But apart from that, he's not too bad. He's quite well balanced overall. The injury rating could be higher, but yeah, player for the practice squad. Nothing more to be said. Next up, we've got Brad Wheeler, who is the intended replacement for Christian Wilkins, the Montana Bobcat, Montana State product. The rookie is standing at 6'2", 286 pounds, with a hidden depth rate and 84 rated already. He will be slotting straight into the squad, and he's got a super high strength rating, which is awesome. The acceleration is good. He needs to improve his finesse moves, awareness, speed, of course, but most attributes are really looking quite nice. And yeah, really looking forward to using this player. Huge shout out at this point to the Wild Jeffrey and his channel. Do check it out. It's great NCAA content and retro Madden stuff like Madden 07. Really fun series that he has there. Yeah, he's just a great guy, and agreed to sort of let me borrow Brad Wheeler for this franchise series here with the Miami Dolphins, and that's just what we did. So yeah, do take a look over there and check out his channel. I'm gonna leave a link in this video. The third player that we chose was Gerald McCutcheon, mid linebacker, hidden depth rate 72 overall out in South Carolina. Good speed, pursuit, acceleration, hit power is great. He has areas that need to improve overall as well, but I do want to see what we can do with this rookie here, and especially which hidden depth rate he has. Jabari Matthews, right guard, 63 overall, a little bit of a disappointment right there. Strength, impact, blocking are okay-ish. The rest, not so much. That's a player for the practice squad. We've got Scott Fitzsimmons, also a rookie, 23 years old, out of Wyoming, left tackle, 62 overall. Strength is more or less the only passable trait. Everything else really needs to improve quite a lot. We've got a fullback, Antwan Rapp. Just wanted to see if I could find a good one out of Boston College. Late block, speed, trucking, strength, acceleration are okay. I'm going to compare this to Barry Cantrell. We're going to keep the one that is just better suited for us. Next up, we have Marcus Northcott, a left edge out of Clemson here. 61 overall rated, acceleration, strength, speed, tackle are okay. The rest, not so much. I even think that I'm going to be cutting some of these players straight away. 56 overall, this one, the worst pick that I had so far. Speed, pursuit, acceleration, strength, hip are okay, but the rest of the attributes just so bad. We just signed a very good, interesting mid linebacker, so no chance for him. Except for Donald Whitlock, rookie out of TCU, 58 overall. Not even going to be keeping him around. And finally, in the 6th round, we picked Nick Warwick, 60 overall rookie, mid linebacker. Just wanting to see if I could improve our depth a little bit here, but yeah, it didn't really work out as planned. So yeah, that is the draft recap. Right, here we are, beginning of preseason. It's week 1. I have been moving through these episodes, through these weeks, a little bit of a quicker pace. We now will upgrade all of the players. For Ron McKinley, he's going to be a hybrid free safety. He's 25, and we're going to keep him for now. Eric Peterson, right tackle. This is a player that definitely going to be going to the practice squad. Let's try and buff him in the power department to get him as high as we can. Dwight Donnell, standing sideways here, 69, left guard. That's of course with the buff. Antwan Brown, a halfback. We're going to put some more into receiving back here, try to get him higher. Looking at the overalls, of course, Johnny Gunter, also a halfback. Going to put this into elusive back. 72 now with the buff. Roderick Glover, he has 2 points to be spent. We're gonna put that into zone, I think. That's the first point spent, and then we're gonna put the second point also into the same category. This is 73 now. Who else do we have? Carlos Steele, wide receiver. He was in the practice squad as well. Medium route, short route, quite high improvements actually here for him. +2, +2, +3 at the end. That is awesome. At age 22, Kenny Baker, right guard. Let's upgrade him. I'm still a little bit unsure which players will go where. We're gonna be setting that up now and sort of also cleaning out all the clutter. Timmy Boss, the free safety that we picked up in free agency. He is improving in the category of hybrid here. Looking solid. We've got Nick Bolton, of course, our starting mid linebacker. I'm so happy that we re-signed him. He's looking better and better each season. Jordan Fuller, 84 rated right now. We're going to put this into a hybrid. Get that scheme fit rocking. And yeah, still not there yet, but we'll get in there. Antwan Brown again. I think I didn't see that I had another skill point to spend. So there we go. He's now a 78. We've got Johnny Gunter. Yeah, he had another one coming. I'm going to put that in elusive back. 73 now at age 24. Finally, Bichon Robinson. 3 more points to be spent. And he's just going to be even better this season, I would like to say, in comparison to the last season where he was Offensive Player of the Year. And there's no surprise there. I mean, he's just absolutely fantastic. Let's see, do we get offers? We get Eric Gilbert. That's an interesting offer. He's a young one. Oh, we could get Christian Wilkins back, which we don't want, of course, but just saying that we could. Bichon Robinson, left edge Brian Robinson Jr., Brian Cook, strong safety, Sage Ryan, a free safety player, Tyrion Davis Price, Terrace Marshall, Willie Gay, Savion Jones, a right edge. I think I'm gonna bring him in. Frankie Louvu, Joey Porter, JJ Brown, Kyron Williams. That's actually way better offers than I would have expected. That is really interesting. Tony Street. I'm gonna go with this one here, JJ Brown. There we go. There's Khalil Shakir for the Bills, Chuma Edoga, Jerome Ford, Tyler Higbee. Why not? Why not bring him in? Nolan Smith, Izzy Pacheco, Nick Cross, at strong safety as a backup, Chuck Clark, Tyquan Lewis, Mike Edwards at free safety, Bradley Boseman as center, and Devonta Weston, Joseph Noteboom, Darius Smith. It's actually no bad players that we're getting offered here. Jordan Elliott, Brian Allen. Brian Allen is really a good player to have as a utility player. But I'm looking to cut down the amount of players right now. Connor Williams at center and Emir Smith-Marset. We're gonna go with him. I will now be jumping forward towards the end of the next quarter. We will be quick simming these games, sort of indie games simulation engine. Only taking a look at the final score, the final quarter, as the Dolphins go ahead 10-7, 17-10 here in the third quarter. At the beginning of this one, I wanted to change this, but let's go with this one here. So the next quarter starts, and here we go. 17-13 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We are now gonna go ahead here, but we're gonna go with normal speed, so just that we can more or less follow along here with the action as it unfolds. The Arizona Cardinals here are moving forward. 2nd and 7. There's a sack. Keanu Coote really stepping up here. Brad Wheeler also getting a sack. That is awesome. Interception by Sheldrick Redwine. We are now gonna start here at the 18. 2nd and 8. 6-yard reception by Cam Steele. 3rd and 1. And Cam Steele for a touchdown. 30-13. Well, this game is really thoroughly over. 3 minutes 21 to be played. 1st and 10. Yeah, I don't think that anything will be happening here anymore. We're gonna finish this affair quickly now. 39-13 is the final score for the Miami Dolphins here. Second game going to be played against the Seattle Seahawks here away at Lumen Field, and as always we are going to go into quick simulation, and we're just gonna quickly move through these. That's not what I wanted to do. We are going to move through the quarters at a quick pace. Miami on the board here, 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Now entering the second quarter, 7-3, 7-10, but Miami is striking back. 10-10, 10-13, 17-13, going back and forth here. The third quarter coming up here now. 5 minutes to be played. 24-13, 27-13, 34-13. Jesus Christ, this team is crushing it right now. Next quarter, let's go. 34-13, 34-20, 37, 30, 40, 27. That's a quick-paced game, back and forth, a lot of action here. But we do come out victorious against the Seattle Seahawks here, and that is a very well-deserved win. Taulia Tagovailoa did a lot of training in off-season to improve his game, improve awareness, improve accuracies, and really looks like that paid off. third game going to be played at Hard Rock Stadium here. A night game against the Carolina Panthers. And as always, we are going to be doing this in a quick sim fashion. Gonna jump forward to the end of this quarter here. And Miami on the board first with 7-0, getting a touchdown here. Second quarter, 7-3. Going back and forth a bit, 14-3, 21-3. Well, that is decisive. 21-6 at the beginning of the second half already. 21-13, 28-13. Okay, now let's enter the final quarter here. And it's 28-20, 31-20, 34-20. Yeah, this game is decided, I would say. Another good result in preseason. Matt Rule not happy, of course, but that's the way it goes. Alright, this is the final week in preseason. It's time to cut 8 players now, and we're just gonna go through the team now, through the positions, and just make sure that we cut the respective players. At QB, I really want to bring in a mentor to just improve the whole situation there. So we're gonna get a QB mentor. We're gonna just go a similar route, sort by age, and then we're just gonna pick one that has the dev trait, or not the dev trait, but the player tag mentor over there. There's quite a few more or less expensive ones, but here it's Brett Hundley is the cheapest one. And then we've got Blake Bortles, who's quite cheap as well, and Jimmy G, who's an improviser. I think we're just gonna rock with Jimmy G, although Blake Bortles doesn't look too bad either. But yeah, Jimmy G is who it's gonna be. So let's bring him into the team as a mentor. Next up, I want to have a mentor at the center position as well. Similar reasons, just want to get the most out of the practices and get the most experience points. We can go with Trey Hopkins again, basically. John Feliciano, Max Garcia, Austin Reiter. Lucas Patrick isn't one anymore. I think Tyler Shatley is the cheapest one, so we're just gonna go with him. All I want is to have a player there that we don't really necessarily have to play, but that can just improve the team. I think I also want the same thing at wide receiver. Again, I think that worked well. Just makes sense to have a veteran player in there. Sterling Shepard, Keelan Cole Sr. Is there a mentor? Yeah, here we go. Allen Robinson is a mentor. Sammy Watkins is a mentor. Devontae Parker. I'm just going to go for the cheapest one here, because I don't need these to be especially good players, or to be able to slot in. So where were we? I think I'm going to go with Sammy Watkins, 1.98. I think that is just the cheapest option to have. It would be fun to bring in someone like, I don't know, Robbie Anderson, for instance, or Al Robinson as well, but I don't need them for that part of their ability. I just need them for the mentor tag, and that is basically all they're gonna do. They're just gonna help us improve the younger players. All right, time to cut down the roster. We need to cut 11 players. Taulia as the starting QB2 is there as a bridge quarterback if things happen, and Jimmy G is the mentor. At halfback, we've got Bichon Robinson as the starter, DeAndre Swift, Antwan Brown, Salvon Ahmed, and Johnny Gunter. Johnny Gunter is slightly younger than Salvon Ahmed, but still think that he's the player that will go to the practice squad. I can't put him there. That is not good. Can we put Salvon Ahmed there? I cannot do that either. Ooh, so we're gonna have to think of something here. Antwan Rapp, currently playing at fullback. Here's a wide receiver core. I don't think that I want to keep Emir Smith-Marset around. We've got Sammy Watkins now as the mentor. Carlos Steele is here as a future starter. Cam Steele. So I think I'm going to put Carlos Steele into the practice squad to be on the safe side. We're going to see if we're going to trade away Emir Smith-Marset, but I do think so. tight end room, I'm happy with this left tackle. That also looks well. Left guard is okay. At center, we've got Jarrett, Patterson, Taulia, Shatley. That makes sense. Right guard, that's one too many. We're going to put Kenny Baker into the practice squad. And next up, we have the right tackle. We're going to put Eric Patterson also into the practice squad. There we go. It's always good to have players in there that we can sort of count on. Ernest Brown, the fourth, is the backup here for Greg Rousseau. Marcus Northcutt is a rookie. What do I do with him, actually? I think Ernest Brown will be up for trade now. So let's remember Ernest Brown. What about this here, right edge? JJ Brown, Khalil Williams, 2571. We're gonna make a trade deal now. Let's go ahead here. Let's see. I will put Smith Marset here, and I will also be adding. One moment. That's Shatley. And Ernest Brown. I think that those are players that we could do without, don't really need to hold on to them. BJ Hill at D-tackle, Khalil Shakir, Lloyd Cushenberry the third, Lawrence Smith, Christian Watkins, we could get him back, but we don't want him back. We have a way better player right now. Austin Hooper, Chuck Clark, Tristan Lay at right tackle. I'm just trying to get players off the team, to be honest. Keely Ringo at corner. Max Flowers at left edge. Keely Ringo was quite good whenever we played against him. Will Lampkin at left guard. Those are interesting offers. Javon Kinlaw, we don't need him, but not a bad offer though. So let's look at this one. We've got Will Lampkin here, a left guard, an addition to the offensive line, or do we go with? Where was he? Did I miss him? I think I missed him. Keely Ringo at corner. I think we're gonna go with this. I think this is a good offer. All right, there we go. Time to continue the cleanup. At D-tackle, we have too many players. That is quite obvious. Donald Whitlock. Yeah, sorry, man, but I mean, yeah, don't really want the penalty, but I'm just gonna slap him into the practice squad. Left outside linebacker looks good. Mid linebacker, that's too many players. McCutcheon, player that I like. What about Channing Tindall? We've got Jeremiah Trotter. We've got Nick Warwick. We're gonna put Nick Warwick into the practice squad. And we're going to be cutting Isaiah Knight, right outside linebacker, cornerback. Keely Ringo, let's take a look at him. Normal depth trade, but 23. I mean, just look at him. He's super solid. Was nasty when we played against him. Verone McKinley, not really sold on him. Strong safety. Okay, so we need to act here. Verone McKinley, 25 years old, 70 overall. I think it's time to say goodbye to him. I will now be looking through the offensive line because we got a player in that I'm sure I don't need. Here we go. This is Max Flowers. Not even gonna keep him around at 26. That doesn't make any sense. Over here at D-tackle, we're well set. Here we are at the mid linebackers and Isaiah Knight. Sorry, dude, but this is just not the way to go. And I will be offering them to the Bears, and I will be going with a 6th round pick for next year's draft. Let's see if we can pull that off. Yes, we can. All right, so we trade these 3 players, and we get a 6th round pick for next year's draft. All right, so the free safety set, the strong safety set. Let me take a look at the squad real quickly. We've got 3 quarterbacks, we've got 4 running backs. Do I need all 4? Not sure. Salvon Ahmed is here as the fullback. Jamarr Chase, Jaylen, Waddle, Beaux, Collins, Cam, Steele, Sammy, Watkins, Michael Mayer, Johnson, and Ruckert. Left tackle, Tyler Smith. Center, right guard, right tackle. Left edge, right edge, D tackle. We've got 4 players to be on the safe side and counter any injuries that might occur. The mid linebacker position is also looking pretty nice. I'd really like to see what Gerald McCutcheon can pull off here. Odave away. The cornerback, we've got 5 players. Is that a little bit too much? Maybe let's put Roderick Glover into the practice squad as well. Alright, we're going to be covering everything here in the first episode of the next season. So in the next episode, we're just going to take a quick look at the lineup here as it is set up at the moment. We have Taulia as our starting QB. We've got super solid players here, and Jamarr Chase and Jaylen Waddle did go down in dev trade. That is quite a blow, but to be honest, that should help with negotiations, but will not detract from their abilities. So that actually is quite good. The offensive line, we held it together pretty well, so didn't lose any quality there. We did go down slightly here at this position at the fullback, but that is a calculation that I'm willing to go for. At defense, we've got Brad Wheeler, the Montastic Bobcat at the tackle to further solidify our defense here. Really think that we're starting to shape up like a very, very good team, very solid looking. Special teams is good. Jack Fox did go down as well, but not too bothered about that, to be honest, because the players are the same. Hope you enjoyed this off-season. Really a lot going on here, compressed into one episode. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, see you next season and see you next time.